Keep going. Wake up.
Alice? Waking up in the crashed car felt like I had woken from one nightmare and entered another. I couldn't remember how I got there. All I knew was that something terrible had happened to Alice. The phone was dead. I'd have to find out.
Oh, darn it, my phone was dead. Damn you, US Cellular. I should have gotten Verizon.
If only we were on Verizon. America's largest LTE network.
That's right, yeah.
Among Alice's things was a book, The Creator's Dilemma, by a Dr. Emil Hartman.
Oh,
Seeing
great.
The book brought back my fight
It's
with
the
Alice.
guy with the...
I didn't like it.
The guy with the
I
lodge.
didn't like the guy's smug face.
I preferred
on the
my
cover
smug
either.
face on the covers of books.
Oh,
I'm
look,
a writer,
it's
not a reader.
Stucky's gas station. That's that guy from the last video that had the diarrhea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ran out without wiping his bum.
He was wearing overalls
Gas
too,
station
so
was
it's
my
like
best bet.
it had to
They
take
have
some
a phone I could
effort
use.
to not wipe.
It looked like a long
Oh,
hike through the forest to get
jeez,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. So Alan's head is all bloody, which I think is kind of cool. That like they actually changed his character model to be all fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a nice touch. I like that even though it's foggy, you can still kind of see in the distance. Like if you looked on the right back there, you could see a blinking red light in the distance, and that was the radio tower, or that radio man has his nightly show.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think Al is gonna get his deposit back on that car.
Ah, what a bummer.
I know. What a bummer. Those well, as we all know, the Lincoln MX whatever the fuck is a very affordable car. Low money down.
It is.
Yeah,
but I
very
mean,
low interest rate.
fantastic fit and finish
Absolutely.
for the price.
When it's crushed like a tin can like that, man, it just looks great.
I mean, it still looks sleek. God, what a good SUV.
Hello? Is someone there? The loose sheets of paper were pages from a manuscript entitled Departure. That was the name I planned to use for the next novel I had never gotten started. I was named the author. I hadn't written it. I couldn't remember writing it. In the scene on the page, the hero was attacked by an axe murderer in the woods at night.
So, another collectible, a story-important collectible in Alan Wake, are manuscript pages. This is the last time you're going to see this screen in the Let's Play.
Departure by Alan Wake.
Every manuscript you pick up gives you a page of Departure, which you can then read, and Alan will narrate it for you in his Christian Bale
His
voice.
face was covered in shadows. It was hard to make him out in the darkness of the forest that surrounded us, but the axe he lifted was plain to see. It glistened with the blood of his victim. He grinned madly. The shadows were alive, distorting his features. It was a scene from a nightmare, but I was awake.
But I was Alan Wake.
Blood, 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 and a little bit of sick.
Thank you for that. I don't know if that's how Alan Wake would have written it. He would have written it, with more complexity, possibly more complexity than necessary.
He would have used the phrase "crimson rivulets."
Oh, I've seen that phrase in places.
Probably in every fantasy novel / slasher novel / garbage literature.
Crimson Rivulets.
That was my stage name back when I performed as an exotic dancer.
You must have had a very dangerous act.
Let's just say, the first 2 rows definitely got wet.
Good sign. Maybe I wouldn't have to hike all the way down to the gas station to find a phone.
Oh, thank God. Light in the darkness. I wonder
Oh.
where we've seen that motif before.
What a
5 seconds ago.
metaphor. What's a metaphor? Nothing. What's a meta for you?
Yuck, yuck, yuck. Oh, man.
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident.
This Let's Play brought to you by Vaudeville.
It's actually vaudeville wireless.
Hey, you! There's been an accident. I need help.
Listen, I need to...
Premium cabins for rent in
Oh, hell.
Carl Stuckey. Pleased to meet you. Non-refundable reservation deposit required. Fair and square.
Poop early, poop often, kids.
Eat healthy, or else you'll turn out like Carl Stuckey and become like a dark, like, axe-wielding maniac.
Yo, so here's something that I really like about the enemies in this game.
Yes.
They're all messed up, and you know they're talking to you and they're trying to threaten you, but they're just using phrases that they would have used in their everyday life. It's like they got this weird disconnect between the dark presence and who they are, and it's just like you can tell the struggle. It's really cool.
Yeah. I am learning quite a bit right now about cabin rental in Bright Falls.
Absolutely. See?
I wonder if that fence that Alan's wife broke when she fell into the water will, like, cost him for, like, property damage.
I had to figure a way out of this. Any second now, and Stuckey would be knocking on the door with his axe like Nicholson in The Shining.
You know, Nicholson, The Shining? I'm a good writer. I make a reference to horror.
Brought to you by Energizer.
Brought to you by Energizer.
He just really loves Stephen King. Like, I think Stephen King is the only author that he's ever read.
Like, he's one of those people that you see sometimes on the internet where they, like, explain Stephen King's shitty books as, like, oh, he was just in a bad mood when he wrote that. So it sucks. So it's okay that it sucks.
Yes.
In Bright Falls Sheriff Station.
Hello?
One thing I like about that, like, very short phone call is that Alan was able to successfully call the police station, because this isn't, like, taking place in, like, some, like, alternate Silent Hill reality. Like, this is taking place in the real world. So, like, the real world is still there, just not in this forest.
Yeah. How cool, by the way, is this?
It is pretty cool.
Like, just, God, it's got such a good sense of weight and danger to it.
Oh yeah, Alan is really he's just one man with a flashlight.
I hope
That's right.
Stuckey had suffered the same fate, but I wasn't planning on staying to find out.
Well, he was teleporting earlier, so I don't think he did. And hey, speaking of teleporting, what say we go back in time a little bit and check out that manuscript page?
Taken straight
Okay.
before me, it was impossible to focus on it, as if it stood in a blind spot caused by a brain tumor and eye disease. It was bleeding shadows like ink underwater, like a cloud of blood from a shark bite.
Jesus Christ, Alan.
I squeezed the
Like, we get it. You only need the one simile, bro.
willing it to stop coming any closer. Suddenly something gave, and the light seemed to shine brighter.
I pulled a muscle in my shoulders.
Suddenly I was magic.
I was holding it really, really, really tight, you guys. You don't even know. I'm so strong.
Through sheer force of will, I was somehow able to make a flashlight better.
Fight me, scrub lords. I'm ripped.
My head pounded.
I willed every ounce of my writer
Never
muscle.
fired a gun outside a shooting range, and now I just killed someone. Or something. There were no bodies. They just disappeared. If I was dreaming, it felt real enough to make me sick.
Well, I mean, you've already done this, Alan. Remember in the last video, Max Payne taught you how to shoot people and dive through the air and stuff?
Well, that was just a dream. That doesn't mean anything.
Man, I wish Alan could, like, do the Max Payne, like, shoot dodging, like, with his flashlight.
Someone had hidden a chest of supplies near it.
Occasionally you will see, well, not you, me, I'm the one playing this game. I'm behind the wheel.
Alan Wake will see.
Alan Wake will sometimes see, painted graffiti on, like, the walls and stuff, pointing towards hidden caches, which, contain very helpful items, like flare guns, you know, and generic flares, and lots of ammo, sometimes special weapons.
Energizer
The
batteries.
Dark Forest was the
Energizer
last place
batteries.
I wanted to go, but I had no choice.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite one of the product placements, because the batteries in this game fucking suck.
Oh, they blow!
They last like 5 seconds. Look at this. Look at how fast his Energizer batteries are draining.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, Energizer's warranty doesn't consider pouring your writerly spirit into a flashlight, to be normal wear and tear. Plus, look at
I
that,
guess
they
that's
recharge
true.
on their own.
That is true. That is true. They're not even solar powered. They're just hand powered. They feel a human being's kinetic energy.
Oh, just like me. I get energized by holding hands.
Oh, that's cute.
Don't be afraid of intimacy, C. Jacobs.
I'm like Alan. I'm afraid of intimacy. Hey, another jump scare.
Ah!
Did that scare you?
Are you sure you don't want to hold my hand?
I'm holding my own hands.
Oh, okay, I'll do that too. Oh, this is nice. Wow, what the fuck do I need other people for?
You're boosting your own spiritual energy right now. You're gonna start shining in a minute.
I'm summoning a spirit ball.
You're gonna start Nicholson in The Shining in a minute.
When I saw the river below, something uncoiled itself inside my head. I realized that I'd have to find a way across. I didn't even want to look at the water.
So I like that line. I really like that line, the something uncoiled inside my head line, because that was the game's way of telling you that Alan has just realized that all of this is actually happening, which is kind of cool. Like, they could have had him be like, I realized in an instant that this was no dream. This was reality. This was happening in the real world. I was actually for real fighting the darkness with my flashlight and gun in the real world in reality. But instead, they just have that one line. Which is
Then I
kinda
sighed
cool.
as I drew my katana.
It's like, yeah, exactly. Nothing personal, Stucky. Oh, look at that water. It's so pretty. This game came out in 2008. No, it didn't. It came out in 2010. I was lying to you.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that. This game is only 5 years old. No, wait.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm wrong. I was right. It came out in May 2010. I'm a good Let's Player.
2010, good.
See, that's how you know that I'm ready for this Let's Play. That I forget routine facts like when the game came out.
Well, I mean, working with co-commentators is no different from working with animals or children, You gotta be prepared for anything.
That's very true. That's why I have a flashlight and a revolver sitting next to me in case I need to shoot my computer.
Right. Make sure you shine the light really bright at it, though.
Yes, that's right. I wish Alan Wake style flashlights really existed, where you could just like will it to be more powerful.
I wish magic was real too, C. Jacobs, but magic isn't real.
No, you're lying. It has to be.
So get used to it.
Well, if magic isn't real, what about this?
Whoa! Flare guns are real, and they are fucking awesome.
They are. They probably couldn't melt you into ethereal spirit, though. That probably isn't a function they have.
They could if I was a shadow ghost.
That's true. If you were a shadow ghost, then I suppose a flare gun would do that to you.
But I'm not, because
no,
they're magic.
That's right. And as we have
magic
just
isn't
discussed, not real.
Yep. It's
Yeah.
fake.
By the way, you might have noticed when I fired the flare gun and previous flare gun firings that enemies will just ragdoll all over the fucking place when they die, and that is intentional. That is a little trick that Remedy learned from Max Payne. This game uses the same physics engine as Max Payne does, which is interesting at the same time as it is what? Like, really? Why not just give you the ability to shoot dodge then?
They're taken.
But anyway, they learned that you can apply the physics of any object to any other object when something happens to it. So when you kill an enemy in this game and in Max Payne, they get hit with the force of a bowling ball by the bullet that kills them. So, so crazy physics, intentional, and really cool.
It adds a lot more weight to it. It would be
it
less
does.
satisfying if they just fell over.
That's true. Also, it makes pretty lights when they're flying away into space.
Oh, and they just disintegrate into motes of fairy dust?
That's right, exactly. They disintegrate into motes of fairy dust, much like thing that disintegrates here, followed by more metaphors for things disintegrating.
Some other way.
They burst into a scintillating cloud as though it's expelling the darkness into the very ether.
Skippy, wake.
Oh, I've made myself sick.
I would play that game. I would play Skippy Wake.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, if you think Alan Wake is shitty at running, whew, wait until you see this gangly Canadian bastard.
Oh man, I think that's like my 6th coffee thermos. Like,
yeah.
Geez, Alan, you have a problem.
I'm just amazed that his hand is rock steady after 6 thermoses of coffee.
It's like that episode of Futurama where Fry drinks 100 cups of coffee. Like when I pick up the 100th coffee collectible, like time will freeze and Alan will defeat the darkness somehow.
And I'll become Nixon.
Okay, yeah. You'll become Nixon in The Shining.
Haru! I would do the jowl wobble, but my headphones would fly off.
That's okay. I understood it in spirit.
Ricky Dick Funbucks.
Here's Johnny. Oh, good. So now we can interact with the puzzle because we have turned on the lights. But let's not do that and instead go exploring.
No, you can't do that. Hard hat area.
That's right, and we need to find a hard hat. Or a shotgun, I guess. Yeah, that also works.
What? That's not PPE.
No, it's PPP, potential punishing power. I turned off the video, I'm done. See you guys later.
I didn't know if you'd do it, but you got there. You got us there.
Archive this Let's Play.
Yeah, yes please. Goldmine immediately.
You know that Eminem song, Rap God? Well, I'm an LP God. So the shotgun functions like all shotguns in every video game that exists. It's good up close and does a crazy high amount of damage, but at longer ranges it is effectively useless. But actually, the shotgun in this game works at a surprisingly long distance, so kudos to them for that.
Yeah, that's, no complaints.
It is a very valuable sidearm that you might have noticed when I used my gun inventory, quote-unquote, there, that Alan can only carry 2 guns and a flare gun. So you can... Excuse me, you can only carry the revolver, which I will use right now, to interact with another collectible, towers.
I didn't even know those were a collectible.
There are so many of these in the game, and I don't even understand how anyone could find them. They're so tiny. They don't even glow.
Nothing pops up for them either.
No.
Like, how are you supposed to... I think I knocked that one down, but nothing popped up, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess that was funny.
Yeah. So yeah, you can carry the revolver, a 2-handed gun, and a flare gun, and that's it.
You're probably in your beds by now, but if you're still up and around, take a moment. Step outside for a spell and breathe in deep. The weather is absolutely still. The sky is crystal clear. It's like the forest is quietly breathing along with you. As you listeners know, I'm a night owl, and it's on nights like this I wish I wasn't cooped up in the studio. Makes an old man like me wish I could just roam wild. But here I am, and who'd keep you company all night long if I weren't? It looks like I'm not the only one staying up late. Caller, you're on the air.
Hey, Pat, it's Maurice Horton.
Hello, Maurice. What are you up to?
Well, I was just taking Toby on his walk.
Oh, isn't it beautiful out there?
Sure, but Pat, the reason I called is that Toby heard something rustling in the undergrowth and took off after it, and I couldn't find it.
Probably a rabbit.
Sure. Toby loves rabbits.
Well, sure.
Anyway, I figured that, if anyone runs into Toby, on his collar.
And Toby's a friendly dog?
Toby's a friendly dog, you guys.
Usually he comes back
Toby's a sweet name
far from home.
for a dumb dog.
There actually is a manuscript page that deals with the fate of Toby the dog, and
It's out
I'm
there
gonna
now.
give you
Hope Toby comes home
I'm gonna
soon.
give you a guess as to what happens to Toby the dog and why I will not be showing the manuscript page on screen.
Because...
Yeah, that's right. The dog gets killed with an axe. How'd you guess?
What?
Yeah. I believe the line is a moment after the axe split the trunk of a tree, Toby's head did the same, or something like that. It's something incredibly gruesome. I'm looking it
Gosh.
up right now just so I can. I need to hang on.
Gosh, Alan Wake. Don't kill dogs in your books, guys.
Confused, he growled deep in his throat. The wrong smell came from the nice man. Blind animal terror pierced the dog's brain an instant before the axe followed suit.
Wow.
Alan, you're a fucking asshole!
What a prick!
Jesus Christ, Alan! He heard that radio message and he was like, well, that dog's dead.
Yep. Jeez, man.
Oh, he's rude. I'm surprised he didn't throw in the crimson rivulets.
At first, I kept finding the pages as if by accident. The book I couldn't remember was either a terrible and true prophecy or an act of creation that had rewritten the world. I began to hunt the pages feverishly, for they held the answer to the mystery. With it, I could save myself. With it, I could save Alice.
I am making the jack-off motion right now so hard I dislocated my wrist.
I'm making the jack-off motion too, but it's not because I'm making fun of
It's
Alan.
like welcoming the darkness.
Still thinking about Toby, huh?
That's oh no, oh no, oh belly burster. I loved Alien.
Belly burster. That's a hell of a claim to make. I mean, I've seen some pretty big hot dogs in my day, okay? But
Did you hear what Stucky just did there? He was talking about like there was a hot dog called the Monster Dog. Like right after you find the manuscript page about the dog that got killed.
yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
That was kind of clever. I appreciate that. But at the same time, you don't ever fight a monster dog, so I'm sad they didn't follow up on it. Also, the sharp point of that knife just bounced off of Alan's head because I was dodging when it hit me. Holy
Game
shit!
mechanics. We're fine. We're fine.
He. I guess when we said earlier that he was thick-headed, we were not joking.
Hey.
Hey. Being a writer in the 21st century gives you real thick skin against people who want to criticize you with axes.
Right. Wanna throw
Get it?
tomahawks.
Get my
Yeah.
metaphor.
It was really more of a pun.
Oh, well, there's no difference for Alan.
Everything is puns.
That's right.
Jerk.
So, right now I'm playing on normal difficulty, as we decided upon in the previous video.
Yes.
And it takes 3 shots to kill a normal Taken, which is good because because they usually come in multiples of 2. So, like, they make everything even. So it takes 3 shots to kill a Taken, and there's 6 shots in the revolver. So, like, you know, you have just enough if you don't miss, which is cool.
That's balanced.
Yeah. Nightmare mode gives the Taken a little bit more health. Not too much, but it's enough to make a difference. Because in Nightmare difficulty, they take 4 shots with the revolver. So you will always need to reload at least 1 bullet in every fight.
Ooh,
Which
how
is-
tense.
It's an interesting trade-off. It is very interesting. Like, they could have gone, like, full, like, crazy with it and, like, made the Taken take a full revolver magazine refill. Revolver cylinder. That's what I meant to say.
Cylinder. There you go.
Sorry, evil Tim.
A man like me needs a house. Epstein! That's what it is.
I can
Me-
relate to this.
Me too, Stucky. Me too. I was just telling Skippy that I had some meatloaf before we started recording. Meatloaf and mashed potatoes, and man, it was very delicious.
And then you burped so loud I could smell it through Skype.
I apologize. I'm sorry about that.
It is quite alright.
So, we are about to meet we were about to meet a new kind of Taken. They're basically just dudes in tracksuits that can run real fast. They have slightly less health than the normal Taken, but they move a lot faster, so that's the trade-off there.
Right.
And we are about to be introduced to my personal favorite part of Alan Wake, the Twilight Zone. It's just the Twilight Zone.
More or less.
But don't worry about it, because it's entertaining.
Science. It bestows immortality on those who advance it to elevate all of mankind. Newton, Einstein, Sagan, princes among men. But the price for such a legacy is steep indeed. In Night Springs.
It's so good, man. It's so good.
Love me some Rod Serling.
Some suicide. If our lives are already written, it would take a courageous man to change the script. Having called a press conference, Dr. Barclay Colvin is about to demonstrate that very courage.
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I am Dr. Barclay Colvin, and I'm glad so many of you could join me here at the Moorcock Institute. Tonight, I'm going to give a practical demonstration of the many worlds interpretation. As you can see, this is a loaded 9mm pistol. It shall be part of a thought experiment. And now, a real experiment, known as a quantum suicide.
Did he say suicide? Is that a real gun? He's kidding, right?
Please, stay calm. There is no risk. Observe what occurs when I place the weapon against my own forehead. Now, you might think this round is merely a dud. Not so. Observe the flower pot. And yet, I myself cannot be harmed with this gun. With each pull of the trigger, 2 new realities branch off. One in which the weapon didn't fire, and one where it did. With my machine here, I have ensured that this reality is always the former. I have bestowed upon myself quantum immortality. Under no circumstances can this gun kill me.
So wait. What you're saying is that every time you pull the trigger, in another reality, you die?
Yes, of course, but that's completely trivial. There's an infinite number of things that could happen at any moment, and they always do happen somewhere. The point is, this one thing did not happen here.
You're insane, Colvin.
Insane? Insane?
Hey, was this thing supposed to be plugged in? I stumbled on it.
You fools! Gaze upon quantum immortality.
Poor Dr. Colvin, felled by his own hubris or the ignorance of the masses. Perhaps he should have left the crate unopened, the decaying atom unobserved. Curiosity often kills the cat. In Night Springs.
Yeah, just dead. He's just a dead guy.
He's just dead. Yeah, he's just dead now. So that was interesting. That there is one of those in every episode of the game. Alan Wake is divided into 6 episodes, like a HBO series, and much like on HBO, there are no is HBO the one with no commercials?
Yes.
Much like on HBO, thank you, Skippy, there are no commercials, so it's just all Alan all the time. I'm sorry that you have to hang out with him.
He gets better.
Yeah, he does. He gets better. Right now, he's still a dick, talking about dogs getting their heads chopped up. But soon he will stop. He will gain some humility, I feel.
One would hope. Maybe Stucky here could beat it into him.
Even with the engine,
It's time. Time for a boss fight. Oh.
I mean, you know, for a murderous Shadow Man, he's certainly full of practical advice.
He really is. Like, I'm glad that he approves of work safety.
I mean, don't take risks, you know? Like, it's fine to do your own repairs and such, but, don't take...
You gotta know what you're doing.
Sure, slow and steady, right? Measure twice, cut once.
That's right. Measure twice, cut off a dog's head once.
That's... oh boy. Also, don't stand under suspended pine logs.
Yeah, that is a safety regulation that Alan has broken multiple times in this very episode.
Well,
I see a coffee thermos.
Oh boy. I see a naughty writer boy not wearing his steel toes and hard hat.
Shame on you. Well, he does have enough body protection. He's wearing like 3 coats.
Yeah, I mean that's something, but it's not gonna save him if a pine log rolls onto his foot.
That's true. That's very true. Or if he gets his head chopped open by an axe.
Is this guy invisible?
So Stucky is a special kind of Taken. Occasionally there will be like boss fight Taken, quote unquote. The game has real boss fights, but this is as close as the normal enemies can get to bosses. He can teleport around a lot, and he has a lot of health. That's basically his thing.
And an axe.
Joke's on him, though. Oh. We've got a shotgun.
Uh-oh. Good night, Stucky.
Rip.
Stucky's body vanished, leaving behind only a lifetime of nightmares to come. Assuming I'd reached the lights of the gas station.
Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna kill so many hitchhikers in my dreams now.
Just, oh my goodness, I'm going to have so much PTSD from this Cox's shotgun.
Now I understand why my wife is afraid of the dark. So you can open that gate while you are fighting Stucky, and I'm pretty sure you don't actually have to kill him. When you're fighting him, it opens way, way slower, but it does still...
I recognize the parade float I had seen in Bright Falls when I first arrived with Alice.
Okay, yeah, alright. That's the final boss of the game right there, I bet. That
Deerfest!
That fucking deer.
I fucking love Deerfest! Woo!
Deerfest,
yeah!
I just experienced in the darkness, the lights of the gas station felt comforting, at least for a moment.
I get a text message.
Ding!
It's Alan Wake.
That's right. It's Alan Wake calling me, being like, "Hey, so I'm trapped in a nightmare existence where dark creatures are trying to kill me. Can you help?"
Hey.
I'm like, "How did you get this number? Who is this? I'm
C.
hanging up now."
Can you pick me up from Bright Falls?
I would not help Alan Wake.
Oh, look at Tough Guy here. I wouldn't piss on Alan Wake if his head was on fire. I'm C. Jacobs. He can go suck an egg.
That's a good impression of me, Skippy. Thank you.
I'll keep writing. Outside, there's only darkness. Outside the cabin, outside the story, there's only darkness. I can feel her presence in the dark. Just now, I could smell her perfume in the room. I'll reach her. I'll fix it up. I'll bring her back. The story will come true. If I stop, she's lost.
I don't believe this. It'd been me on the TV, talking crazy. Was I losing my mind?
Probably, Alan, yeah, probably.
Nordic Walking!
Nordic Walking! My favorite advertisement.
I want that poster.
Man, what an asshole hogging all the walking sticks. I bet that's a picture of Alan.
Yep. No, I need 2 poles.
I needed the poles for myself because of my arthritis. Sitting down at my desk and writing all the time because I am a famous writer who everybody loves really takes it out on you.
Bright Falls Sheriff Station.
He didn't even pick up the phone.
That's okay, they had speaker.
Oh, thank God, Sheriff.
Sheriff Sarah Breaker. You are...
I'm Alan Wake, but listen. I was in a car crash. My wife, Alice, she's missing.
Calm down, Mr. Wake.
We were staying in a cabin on the island, on Cauldron Lake.
There's no island on Cauldron Lake. Not since the big eruption in the 70s.
Please, I can take you there, okay?
You look like you've taken a pretty bad knock to the head. Are you okay?
Listen.
We'll figure this out. Please get in the car. We'll swing by the lake and then we'll go to the station, okay? Mr. Wake, have you seen Stucky, the guy who owns this place?
I realized I couldn't tell her what had happened in the forest. She wouldn't have believed me. And then she wouldn't have helped me with Alice.
Now, how much did you say you had to drink today, sir?
I had like 10 cups of coffee just to see the lake. I need to see the lake. Well, shit.
Gosh. Plot's thickening like a fine lobster bisque.
A candy-colored clown they call the Sandman.
So that's it for episode 1 of Alan Wake. After every episode, there is an end slate title card with a licensed song that plays. I might have to do some weird shit to get around copyright for these on my YouTube account so that I still have a YouTube account after the videos are uploaded. So, you know, if they sound a little bit off from their real counterparts, that's why. Because I had to do some weird shit.
Because C. Jacobs had to sing them all.
That's right, yes. But, Skippy, I think that these end slates for people watching the uncut commentary are a good chance for you and I to recount what happened in the episode and speculate on the future of Alan Wake. Talk about how much we love the game and how erect we are about it.
I think Alan was really quick to go directly to Murder Town.
He really was. He was like, immediately like, well, they're crazy and I have a gun, so...
Well, here we go! Boo, 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 yeah!
Video games!
Jack Thompson was right! Video games train me to kill! Boo, 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 boo.
Well, Alan does mention that he went to the firing range, so apparently he is a believer in the Second Amendment.
Absolutely.
And I guess that also explains why he has such a good knowledge of guns and such.
He's a big Ted Nugent fan, obviously.
One thing I like is that Alan doesn't actually have like very good aim. Like no matter where you hit a Taken, they will take the same amount of damage. There's no like headshots or whatever. And
Right.
if you look, if you're aiming at the Taken, you will hit it. It's just that Alan won't hit it like right where you're aiming. Which is cool. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's nice little attention to detail.
Yeah.
That he's not like, you know, a skilled marksman, but
He's not a shooter game protagonist.
He's still got a lot of the old bloodlust up in there, though. That's troubling.
Man, I gotta say, it's an interesting way to throw you right into the action. Just be like, fuck it, now he's in a car and he has amnesia. Go for it. Have fun.
Yeah, I mean, the game's pretty well plotted. There are some incongruities that you kind of have to bite down on, but
I like the pacing. I think it has pretty good pacing. We spent half an hour in the previous video learning the story and characters, and we spent half an hour in this video fighting darkness monsters.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching.
So long, everyone.
I'll see you next time in episode 2 of Alan Wake, Taken.
Ooh.